Hi, I'm doing day 226. I am a control freak, still walking this character, and within this point I'm looking at when the fear of being too forceful becomes me, or in other words, possesses me. So within myself I go into this fear of I'm being too forceful, I'm being too, like people aren't going to like me because I'm, telling people what to do, or just within my mannerisms and within my presence I'm being here, direct in what I'm doing. So within this point of being direct, there's a fear that comes up within me based on, this point of not being liked. So I wrote out some self-forgiveness and self-commitments in this blog, and I'm going to read out my whole point here, and then I'll discuss it. So this is kind of a different way of doing these vlogs, so you can hear what self-forgiveness is and what we do within the point of writing the self-forgiveness and then writing the realization within, seeing what correction we need to do within the forgiveness that or within the, pattern that we're writing out. And then we do commitment statements to, write out the change that's necessary to be lived within a moment that comes in the future, like a same type of moment. So I have a point within myself of guidance to change my behavior so I don't fall back into the pattern of fear and self-compromise. So here's the self-forgiveness statement. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to fear hurting others' feelings because I am being too forceful within who I am and what I do within towards them and directing them. And thus I go into a point of second-guessing myself and uncertainty about who I am within each moment I'm living in the physical because I go into inferiority and judgment of myself. So that's a forgiveness statement. So in that forgiveness statement, I'm basically saying that because of this fear and, inferiority I'm feeling within myself, I go into this point of second-guessing myself, and, within second-guessing myself, it makes me appear that I don't know what I'm doing or that I'm not confident in myself within who I am. And within my job, I'm a manager, so in this point I have to direct people and I have to direct projects, and within my job there's a certain point of directness that I have to live and be within who I am in my work. And so I'm working within this character of, being direct and also considering others as equal, and doing what is best for all within each situation that I go in. So it's a balance I'm finding. And so this is the point of the polarity where I need to be direct. Like I've been writing about being too forceful and being direct, but within this point I'm writing about second-guessing this directness and, falling back into inferiority and self-compromise and losing that point of directness that I have to live in my job to get things done and such. But also, of course, the balance needs to come in of making sure that I am treating others equally and not being too superior, too overconfident, too pushy. So within this forgiveness, this is basically the polarity of the negative of this directness and seeing myself, second-guessing myself, and just feeling inferior. And so within the realizations, I'll read out the realization point that we write out to, give ourselves a realization within this forgiveness statement of the pattern that I'm seeing here, which is feeling inferior to myself when I'm direct with others, like this fear of not being liked. So this realization point is, When and as I see that I'm going into a point of uncertainty and doubt within myself on how to act, I stop and breathe. And I realize that I can use the principle of what is best for all, because when I am looking within these points of self-doubt and uncertainty, I see that it is based on self-interest, where I'm accessing a point of wanting to be seen in a specific way, and thus I'm compromising myself here and doing what is best for all for self-interest, to be seen as better, superior, stronger, because I feel the opposite. So, within this realization here, I'm basically saying that I realize that within this point of second-guessing myself, it's really actually a point of self-interest, because I want to be seen as superior, and I want to be seen as, on top of things, and, better than these people. And so I will second-guess myself, because within this point I'm trying to fit into a picture in my head of being superior, being on top of things, being in control of everything, having everything, I'm on top of all things and I'm doing great in my job. So it's really a point of accessing ego and, accessing this point of, do my superior, or do the people like my managers, my higher ups, see me as, doing the best I can do. And within this second guessing of myself through this pattern of trying to be superior, I'm always going to be in my head, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? So it's really not a point of considering the physical and my responsibilities and my job and what I have to get done, but in my head trying to be this ego point, trying to be this superior person, and trying to make people see me as something that is not real. Because what is real is me here doing my job and considering everyone and, getting the responsibilities done within what I have to get done, and being direct and doing what's best for the group, getting the job done and considering people equally, not trying to be this point of I'm the best. So the commitment statement that I wrote out, I commit myself to make the correction within this point of doubting myself by seeing what I am desiring and letting it go, by saying no, till here no further. And I move myself to walk the point I see in self-honesty to be walked for what is best for the group, all in that situation. I commit myself to stop my desires to be light by stopping these thoughts of judging myself as less than through breathing deep through my nose and letting them go. So within this commitment statements, we write out a practical point of change that we can walk within the moments that come that this pattern has to be changed. So for instance, when I go into this point of self-doubt, I can say these words, I see I'm going to the point in my head, okay, I have to direct something now in my job, and within my head I go, oh, okay, let me access what I'm, if I'm being this certain picture, if I'm doing this certain job right, if I'm, being seen by others in this specific way. So when I see I'm going to that pattern of thoughts of, trying to see if I'm, doing those things that I just said, I stop and I speak these words till here no further. And I do not participate in the thoughts anymore. I let them go. I stop giving them energy. I stop thinking about them. And it's possible, you just really have to practice this point of stopping in the moment as they come. Stop, 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 stop. And these words, till here no further, support with this stopping. Because you physically say it. Till here no further, stop. And you stop yourself. And you just keep doing this until the pattern stops. And same thing with, stopping these points of judging myself within. Am I being liked and people are liking me, or people seeing me as this superior, manager? Am I doing, am I being seen as, an awesome employee, etc., etc.? When these thoughts come up and I start judging my performance, judging what I'm doing, I stop and I have this point of breathing through my nose quickly, grounding myself through my breathing, becoming aware of it. And then that brings you here in the moment, physical, as you breathe. So some cool physical support within the commitment statements to realize when I'm going into these thought patterns at work, to stop myself, not participate in the thought patterns anymore, and thus end the pattern of judging myself and going into the polarity of trying to be superior, inferior. Instead, stand here direct within the responsibilities that I have to walk, considering all, doing what's necessary, such as delegating work, helping others, supporting others, etc., etc., to get the job done in an equal consideration in what is best for all of the group, and thus get the job done as it needs to get done. So that's my vlog today, kind of a different setup, and I'm going to start doing different things within these vlogs. So thanks for listening.